Welcome back with this guy. His testimony. It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badger mobile, sir. But I got completely caught up in my role selling dreams to the children, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir. What is this Blue Badger mobile? Oh, that would explain the 3 tire tracks. 1 wheel in the middle, the front, 2 in the back. It's a moving store on wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir. So the Blue Badger mobile is just a roaming souvenir shop? Sir, I swear I was chasing the kidnappers down while I was being a good dream merchant. He seems rather worked up, even more than his usual hyperactive self. He sure seems sure of what he's saying. Can you try to calm down and lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer? Sir! Roger, sir! I don't think he did that. True, sir, I wasn't assigned to this area, sir. Told to check every square inch. I'm fine with all that. I want to get to the vehicle part. This part. Give me more info.
Hold it!
What exactly do you mean by that's not what I was hoping for? Your dreams are collected. Sweetness like you've never known except in dreams, ma'am, like innocent drops. And bitterness found only in nightmares, ma'am, like guilty jawbreakers. Selling those as I pushed the Blue Badger mobile along in just my sworn duty. But I got completely caught up in my role. Come on, I'll go back. Can I show him the... Now I have this, yay.
Objection!
Yeah, because the one thing that throws me off on here is that if he's here, but the car's not. Well, actually, no, there was one car in the garage. But I don't know if it was the Blue Badger mobile. Sir, I'm lying, sir? Yes, you are. If you were really out there selling dreams with the Blue Badger mobile until recently, then what is it doing here inside the garage? Well, he would have parked it. Oh, actually, no, because yeah, because if he did park it, he would have seen the body. Actually, I had just lost track, sir. Lost track of what? By the time I realized that the Blue Badger mobile was nowhere to be found, sir, which means it was perhaps stolen. And that's when I came back to this area, thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir. But that's when you found me. A likely story. Who do you think is going to buy such a convenient tale as that? And what exactly is so convenient about his story? The car getting stolen is completely unbelievable, even for a cover story. But I think we can assume the car was used alright to move the dead body. Nani? You killed the victim at some distant location, Officer Meekins, and then you used the Blue Badger mobile to transport it all the way here. Yeah, so it is that. Now then you're coming with me, but it wasn't me, sir, the killer, sir, it wasn't me. Vigilante, wait. What do you want now? We still don't know where the real scene of the crime is. You can't say we know all the facts of this case, let alone the truth. I told you, truth smooth, I couldn't care less. Our job is to catch the crook. You'll find out your precious truth after we arrest this guy and take him in. That's the job of you prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. As for us, we don't have that kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon. I think you need to leave. What? We need to get the body to autopsy, and you guys are getting in the way. You would interfere with another one of my investigations. Hey now, let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here. I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. No. Now be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight. If you don't, I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. To be continued. Oh. I didn't realize I was so close to the end. I would have just finished this last time. I don't remember what the other date was. Chased out like a pair... Is this the same day? Chased out like a pair of peasants. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Kay. There's something even thieves should never steal. You know what that is? You really shouldn't steal anything, however I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? A life. It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with, ever. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. And I intend to prove that by my own hands, when I apprehend the murderer myself. Alright, and I'm gonna work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go. I still never said that she could be my assistant. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium. Hurry, sir. This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium. Witness? You. What did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? Haha, the jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you. Go get him, sir. The detective sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. There's the pink car, which the car that had the tire tracks was Proto, I think. If my memory of the garage is correct. I thought there was a witness here. Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth. Long time no see. You are Miss Emma Skye, correct? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lana Skye. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. But I thought she had gone to Europe to study forensics. I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad? You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. I assume this is another Badger-mobile? Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car. Yes, this is the Retina Searing Pink Mobile. Retina Searing Pink Mobile. Anything else I can investigate before I talk to you, lady? No! I know. Alright, I'll talk to you. What else I can investigate this? Nope. Alright. I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown in these past few years. Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. I know I still have a long way to go. But I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday, you'll see. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Skye. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Wow, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday, and I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief. A great thief? Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. In any case, we have much to catch up on. You bet we do. So why are you here, Emma? Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break, and then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced over here. I really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I had just missed you. And how exactly did you know I was here? Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I use these to track your footprints. Oh, wow. This set is the greatest and so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground, and then when you shine a special light on it, zing, The footprints light up like an electrified, noble gas in the glass tube. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. Are you the witness? Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking? So let me guess, there's been a murder, right? Yes, unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now where did that person go? What's that off in the distance? Are you the witness? Oh hey, it's the pink bat. Oh god. She's gonna get all the badgers by the time this is over. She's gonna get a selfie with the two criminals. Badger, 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 badger. Just what does she see in these silly things? I think this badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you by chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak badger dance. I can't take being inside that stuffy head anymore. You're... No, why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief. Edgey-poo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character, but you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of this roundabout way of talking, so I'm just gonna be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day, into the realm of walking nightmare. So you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just the Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. My name is Meekins Oldbag. That is unfortunate. But you can call me Wendy, or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite. Alright, why are you here? Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time you met? I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I got called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgey-poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are talking with 2 young girls. Men are all the same. I didn't get to read that. Oh my god, slow down, lady. Yo. Hold on. I'll finally get the chance to see you again. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how old they get. They continue to shamelessly flirt with young girls. Why, just the other day it happened with my Yoon, who I had finally gotten to notice me. He went and got into an arranged marriage with an 18-year-old. I don't see what he sees in her at all. As they say, the permission takes 3 years to ripen. That girl, you seem to attract all sort of interesting people, Mr. Oh, now we're caught up. Kay, please, I'm begging you, by all means, do not provoke her any further. The witness. Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness. Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be kind today. I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that? So it's true, she is the witness. Sigh. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder. You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. I came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately... What's that unfortunately you tacked on at the end supposed to mean, Edgey-poo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. I don't know what I'm supposed to press here, so I'm supposed to press everything.
Hold it!
You mean they took a break from being the Pink Badger? You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell of sweat and your hip creaks with pain. You even begin to dream about work. That's the kind of story that would scar a child for life, you know. Well, that's why I chose to come take my break here, whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids. So what did you see while you, the Pink Badger, were resting? Oh yes, that. Well... As I was resting, glanced over, saw two men facing each other.
Hold it!
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me? They look like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that. But do they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful. Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right, you do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. Alright, Edgey-poo. Those two were just foals compared to a stallion like you. I thought so little of them that I lost interest in the instant I laid eyes on them. Suddenly, loud gunshot.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment at which the murder took place? Absolutely, that gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to go help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart aleck brat. What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could find someone who could help. Two men, one bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there weren't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony. Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we? While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? So about this new problem. What is that giant grin on your face? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're gonna like. What is that gadget you're holding? What you see before you is the secret weapon of the great thief. Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Don't be like that, tee-hee-hem. What do you think now? What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air. I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. What is this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into the Little Thief. Little Thief? I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I use it like this... Let's see, Mr. Oldbag said that the two men were facing each other, and then a gunshot rang out. But like, if they were like this, it wouldn't have gone... Like, it would have to be like point blank. Pointing up. So with this we can inspect the crime scene as if it was the past. See, so what do you think? I have to say, I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is the super-secret weapon of the mighty Yamakarasu. Indeed. Oh, but if there isn't enough information or if something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness testimony. You really catch on quick. Right now, the simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony, so for now, I should re-examine everything, and if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. And if you find something, I've got Little Thief with me, so just let me know. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item? This, because there would be blood everywhere.
Take that!
This is the contradiction. Is something wrong with my recreation? If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how do we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here. Right, the fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness testimony. Edgey-poo, how can you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there is another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Anyway, you're all done, but now you. It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer? Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief. She has a point. Okay, so that's everything then. What do I have here? The victim was kidnapped. Why is there no blood? Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was, and that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. Homegirl. She just said, like, spray on the ground, lights up the footprints. You. This is amazing, just feel the power of science. Can you do the footprints? About that method you were talking about for finding footprints? Finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed. Yes, but can you detect the trace, even partial footprints? Leave it to me, my cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well, if you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something, look right there. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. Lots of normal footprints, but yes, there are costume footprints. We're definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest. And we conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Alright. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. The victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it once more, if you please. what she witnessed. Came the same, take a short break. Resting, glance over, saw two men facing each other. Suddenly, loud gunshot, person fell to the ground. Very terrifying experience. So does this mean that Miss Oldbag's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare with your recreation. See, I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag to put into the recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. What would the contradiction be? Take a short break, that seems right. Two men facing each other. I guess this could be... Because if one of them was in a costume, how do you know it was two men?
Objection!
Two men? How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Ah! Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. Ooh-ah! I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. Well, I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in a metaphorical sense. Sigh. I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for the hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and then to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there, it's so high up. Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there? Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. Oh my god. Hurry up so I can... I got it faded to black. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. People used to call me Eagle Eye Wendy back then. I could spot a good man from 100 paces away as I walked down the street just like that. Of course, they also noticed me in a flash and tried to make their move, but I'm not that easy. I was a careful girl with a judgmental eye, but I never let a good man slip me by. You bet I didn't. If you could have seen me, sigh, let's return to the investigation. You got it. This new silhouette is the victim in a costume. The silhouette can change depending on the information I input, but a little thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate a way we may be able to find more information which to make a more accurate sim. Sounds like a plan. So she said it was in the stage's shadow. So here, looks like they broke the stage down. I guess this means they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. Oh. I did get something. Stage was packed up. Oh, yeah, actually, good point. How are you in... I mean, there is a shadow there, but... If the stage was packed up, how was it in the shadow of the stage? If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before... Yeah, because when I was here this morning, there was a stage. I think that was last week. Do you want me to input that little bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Yeah, this is what it looked like when I got here. Minus the fact that that dude is literally in the stage. This new silhouette of the victim in the costume. Silhouettes can change to be up, that's the same before. There is clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on, it wasn't that hard to see it coming, even from a layman like me. I suppose in any case it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in the spot at the time. Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything? Yes, well in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Is it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Actually, I think it's the victim on top of the stage, because that's what I was saying, like, he would have to be either, like, up, like, point blank pointing upward at his, like, at his gut. But if the guy was on stage and he was shooting up, that's how it would go through the, like, the stomach area and come out the shoulder. Yeah, so I remember now, the killer was standing on top of the stage. See, now let me update the information in the simulation. Well, well, what have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we've discovered that the real scene of the crime of the murder is here, the stadium. I see, thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy. You two. Sir. Well, they rebuilt the stage. And there you have it, you see. Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Sigh. Now this is a recreation. So what, do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. This is the real scene of the crime, I agree. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is a killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see? Thank you for your understanding, my little crow girl. Grr. I'm not some common crow, I'm the Yagarasu, the Raven of Legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion is yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. Real scene of the crime, I agree.
Hold it!
Lying way ahead of Officer Meekins even know the victim was going to come here. Simple, he was investigating the kidnappers, right? And while he was doing so, he came to understand the victim, Mr. Deacon's movements.
Objection!
And why would the good officer want to ambush and kill a kidnapper? You mean his motive? Who knows, and who cares? You can find that out for yourself when you talk to him in jail. You have no respect for the order of law. Don't get me wrong, but I need more than there's no motive to convince me otherwise. He's right, the lack of a motive is a rather weak argument by itself. So the officer lay out way on stage. When the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. So this part is wrong because of this. Entered abdomen, exited shoulder.
Objection!
I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in the abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction. You're discounting your own conclusion? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistake: the parameter, stage's location, witness location, both of their locations. The location and the victim were wrong. Ah, I get it, I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage, and he was being shot by the killer from below. If this is what happened, it would also explain the positioning of the gun wounds. But then what about the footprints? Since the footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. I'll try using that data instead. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. That alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. I mean, he does have a point. Meekins is in a costume. I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badgermobile. That story Officer Meekins told us about, the shop on wheels getting stolen, was just a lie. He drove that blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the cart to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car. That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did. The 3 tire tread marks are very telling, however. Is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable? No, any of the 4 cars are, because the pink one right there can do it. I ask you to take another good look. The 3 marks are... press this. 3 tire marks. I have to agree that the blue Badgermobile has 3 tires. Of course, the only thing in this park that could make those marks is that roving shop. Are you forgetting that there are in fact 3 of them? You can't simply ignore the pink and the proto Badgermobile, Of course, I didn't say it couldn't be either of the other 2, but I see no reason to drag them into this just to complicate things. But we have the tracks where whichever one's on the far right. I don't have like the tracks as a thing of evidence, so I'm assuming it's this one.
Objection!
Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekins' blue Badgermobile. One look at that car would have told you so. What proves... well, I mean, the tire. But am I right for the wrong reason? I was like, this one couldn't have been it because there's no tracks. The one on the far right had tracks.
Take that!
Take a good look at the tires. Okay, yeah, so it's the reverse. I'm looking at the mud on the right. He's looking at the lack of mud on the left. There's not a single drop of mud to be found on it. If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire trucks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius? Hey, I got it. What about Miss Oldbag's pink Badgermobile? Don't be ridiculous. I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats. Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there's yet one more roving store, as I recall. You mean the Proto-Badgermobile? Yeah, there was one more parking space, and that one has the tracks. It proves the existence of a Proto-Badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badgermobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence on it. H. Hey, did you hear something? H. Hell. Who the hell are you? Help me. Oh, is that the guy that was kidnapped? Are you alright? Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room right next to the one I was held in. Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers. What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces. But two... One was a woman... A woman. Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you going to get out of my crime scene, or am I going to have to get rough? Again? You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify because I won't, not for you. That's right, I won't either. You hear me? You young whippersnapper. Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Fair maidens? My, you little rascal. You sure know your way into a woman's heart. Lang Zi says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Trying to outdo my Edgey-poo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with, so we're clear I'm only interested in giving you my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth. To be continued. Yes, I will save. And we will continue what I assume is going to be the final part next time. Bye-bye.